Hey, what's up guys? It's your man Foriam again, back with a new adventure in Frontiers of Pandora, as today we're gonna hunt for the absolute highest stat roll materials possible to craft the best heavy bow in the game. The Solek Survivor heavy bow with hopefully over 400 damage. If we find all exquisite materials required, combined of course with all the stat bonus you can get your hands on from different dishes, which I shared with you guys in previous videos. Today's adventure includes one-shotting Stormgliders for the best possible horns, getting our hands on the rarest Pale Canopy Root, and of course get a couple more Canyon Reed of the maximum quality. So without further ado, let's get right to it. First off, a huge thanks to every single one of you guys for the amazing feedback, all the positive comments I received on my previous content. You have no idea how much 1 second of your time by leaving a like helps out the channel. Already very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel and want to stay in the loop with future content, be sure to subscribe. But yeah, let's start in the Wetwood Nest, a little bit in the southeast of the Waterway Valley, all the way in the eastern part of the Kinglor Forest. So this is where we're gonna start our hunt for legendary resources for the Solek Survivor heavy bow. If we quickly open up the Hunter's Guide and go to Roots, the regular Canopy Roots goes up to 76 Exquisite, while with the Plains we can go to 96, we've got 120 on the Rag Trunk and the Spore, while with Pale Canopy we can get the absolute maximum level, which can be boosted even further with of course the right dishes, which we're gonna do for this adventure, while we also need some secondary material, Exquisite Reed of the highest rolls possible, and of course those horns, for which we're gonna have to clean kill Stormgliders. Pretty insane. I always recommend you to show the weak spots on them and turn around a little bit so you can see exactly where you need to hit them. That's gonna be right there with a heavy bow. That's gonna be for the end of the video though, so let's first focus on the root. So first we need to get our hands on a couple dishes, which I made for my previous guide. You can find that one in the top right of the screen. Be sure to check it out if you want to get your hands on the Novao's mushroom pie and of course the egg stir fry, which are both required to get the highest stat rolls possible. I'm also gonna pick up some of these skewers, delicious, because that's gonna increase our damage output. So that's basically our preparation. You want to have all these dishes at the ready. Novao's mushroom pie, the egg stir fry, so we get bonus stats when gathering, and always have the perfect gathering boost. You can only achieve this if you combine the two dishes, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but also those Fury 3 bonuses, which increase your damage output by 50%, especially against Stormgliders for a one-shot clean kill in the lungs. This is going to be essential for higher difficulties. And yeah, if you already have an insane heavy bow which hits like a truck, this is going to be no problemo. I don't even have a special string right here, but that's totally fine. But let's get back to the Kinglor Forest, all the way to the Waterway Valley, to this Navi camp, the Wetwood Nest. And from this camp, we basically want to fly towards the northwest, as this is where you will find Shadow Hollow. It's a tree. We're going to pin this one right away, where inside you will find this Pale Canyon Root. This is the absolute best material which I can use as primary to craft heavy bows with the best stat rolls possible. So when you enter it from the lake in the south, basically, this is where you will find a beautiful entrance. Jump off your Ikran and then start using your Navi powers. So we've got our first Pale Canopy Root right there. We've got another one right there. So that's already 2 exquisites. We don't need much more than that, really. You can see that it says 143 as maximum roll. We can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to open up our pouch, check out all the dishes we've made. First, eat the Novao's mushroom pie for the perfect gathering forager bonus. So that's the 60 minutes right there. But then if you eat the stir fry, you will basically replace the Nimble Gatherer 2 by 3. Check it out. So right now, instead of 15% core stat boost, we get 20%. So now if we also highlight this plant, we also get much higher values. Best quality during a hurricane, but we just ate the Novao's dish to basically counter that. So you don't need a hurricane, gently push towards the top right, and this will give you the absolute highest roll possible. It will also say that we didn't have this hurricane. It will say an X. This, guys, is super confusing. I mean, if we look at our bonus right here, the forager, apparently doesn't matter what's happening, even when it's daytime and you harvest during the day, it will also show up as an X. I think that's caused by this forager perfect gathering bonus, so don't worry too much about it. Oh, wait a second, we've got another one right here that's also exquisite quality, but don't you worry too much about the values which you see when inspecting. So right here it says 159. I saw a lot of people on Reddit say like, what the hell is going on right here? When you have the Master Crafter bonus, it says 180 to 207. I am almost certain that this has to do something with the Maker Apex Memory Master Crafter. This will kind of already indicate what the total roll of your craft will be. Let me quickly show you another amazing location where you can pick up some early roots. I mean, these are also top tier roots of almost the best quality. They're called rag trunk roots, and I like to farm them right here. So this is where we currently are, the Crying Giants at the very end of the waterfall basically, or well, there is more waterfall right here, but this perfect bay with 2 riverbanks is filled with rag trunk trees, and there you will also be able to farm those roots. So this is what the trees look like, a little bit like pine cones. We've got another one right there. Oh, perfect. We already have a golden rag trunk root right there. So again, it says 175 maximum. If we harvest this, it will always be a little bit lower. Gently push to the top left and see, we once again get an X at daytime. And this is also kind of the reason why you're eating those Novao mushroom pies. You always want to have the perfect gathering. It doesn't matter if it's day, night, hurricane or not. It should give you the best roll. So 134 is that for the rag trunk, while 159 is that for the canopy. Anyways, for our next ingredient, I've covered this many times in my videos. We're gonna need some Pale Canyon Reed, which you can find northeast of the Carver's River, right in between the Budding Watcher and the Bellsprig right here. So it's not really important to pass time, again, because of that Novao's mushroom pie. We get that perfect boost, and now we want to fly to the northeast. And wow, look at how foggy the world is right now. That's crazy. Fly to our little Thanator then right here. Man, I had so many trouble with this, dude. Anyways, this is where it is. I remember this place. If we land, we shouldn't be able to use our Navi powers anymore, but we still have a lot of time on our gathering boost. Now we just gently pull to the right. No hurricane, but still pristine harvest, and this should give us 81. There we go. We're gonna take another one. Voila. What's that? That was scary. Anyways, yeah, I always recommend you to take like 3 or 4 of these fellas. You can run around the rock and you will find like, I don't know, 6 or 7 in total. Let's quickly open the map. So this is where we're standing, right underneath the Bellsprig. But I don't know, that's already enough of the maximum quality, which is 81 with 10% bonus damage as bonus roll. So now we already got our hands on the Pale Canyon Reed and also the Pale Canopy Root, the 2 top tier materials required for this craft. While there is one thing left, which are those horns. And yes, to get the maximum roll for these, that's a whole other story, because you're gonna have to take out Stormgliders with only 1 shot. Basically, hit them at their weak spot, which are the lungs in their necks, and it will most likely not happen first try. So you're gonna have to farm this dude a couple times before that basically happens. Of course, if you make it work first try, that's amazing. But I'm gonna give you guys a pretty nice farming run, which I've been using for a while right now to consistently farm these one after the other. I mean, you don't want to wait for them to respawn. that's gonna take forever. Instead, there are 3 amazing locations you can use to travel to one by one, which I'm gonna share with you guys in a second. But let's first show you how you can take out one of these fellas. So the first thing you want to do before you engage combat or get close to a Stormglider is check out your pouch and eat one of those Fury dishes, which dramatically boost your damage output. Tier 3 is plus 50%, while you also want to use a heavy hitting weapon like a heavy bow. I have a Solek Survivor heavy bow with over 350 damage. Be sure to check out my guide in the top right of the screen if you want to get your hands on that as well. Only the combo of these items will basically allow you to perform a clean kill with only 1 shot. The next thing we're gonna do is fly as high as possible. From here, it will basically be impossible for the Stormglider to spot you if you are much higher in the sky than itself. Well, unfortunately, it's not gonna be easy to take it out from this area, as we have to aim for those lungs, the weak spot. This is also a young dude. You know what? Let's get a little bit closer. There we go. Now it gets aggressive. Now I'm gonna basically just land on this platform as quick as possible and take out my bow. Oh boy. The screech will probably deal some damage. Quickly heal up. Get to these healer items. Pick up a couple of those and slide away from him as quick as possible. I think this is the best thing to do if you want to prevent taking any damage, to just juke him around one of those smaller mountains and jump on top every now and then. Make him screech, which is actually the best moment to take a shot, because then their lungs will be exposed. He doesn't move around that much. And when he's a little bit far away, try and aim for the lungs, the weak spot, which unfortunately I missed the first one. While I almost did manage to kill him entirely with the first, it wasn't a clean kill. Now the harvested horn will be 51, which is already pretty decent, as the maximum is like 54 or 56. It's important to know that if you already have the perfect Pale Canyon Reed and perfect Pale Canopy Root rolls, with the perfect horns, you will not get that much more damage output with a master craft. 51 versus 56, it's not that much of a difference, while of course most people out there still want to have the perfect craft. So in that case, we're gonna have to hunt for some more Stormgliders. So the first location would be the Great Hard Lake. This is in the upper plains, exactly north of the Zeswa clan home. I think the absolute best quick travel location for it would be the Sheltered Shore Lab or the beachfront. The second Stormglider can be found in the Grayling Pines. Specifically, you want to travel to either the Drill Outpost Alpha RDA Outpost or the Shoulder Peak Station, as both of them bring you very close to the Stone Sentinels, where you will find another Stormglider at the exact location of the Ikran Gear Basket. The Stone Sentinel on the west, of course, will have that Stormglider on top. So be sure to first reach the plateau, land on it as quick as possible, then wait for the Stormglider to do the same, jump on your mount and try and take it out when mounted. I think this is the best strategy to do so, but still without aim assist, this is gonna stay a challenge. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it once again right on top of the Stone Sentinels, which is where we took out the second one. While for the third, you want to make your way to this specific quick travel, the Stony Glade Station Resistance Field Lab. Fly towards the northwest, as exactly there you will find another Stormglider. The third one, which I like to farm for this rotation, right on top of this Bellsprig, one of the steps on the sky above the River of the Ancestors. My next shot wasn't a clean kill, so we had to take it out and move on to the next one. So this is the third location which you want to farm for that Stormglider, the Bellsprig, the steps in the sky. And now that we've taken out the two from the Clouded Forest, we can move back to the one in the upper plains. While I think this is the absolute best way to quickly find a Stormglider, it's also the most difficult arena, let's say, in terms of outplayability you have right here, because you simply can't jump off the platform, remount for a clean shot. If you've taken out the first one in the rotation, you can move on to the second, then to the third, and keep doing this until you've landed that clean shot. Keep doing the same thing clockwise, then you will always find a new spawn, without having to waste time in loading screens. See, we instantly found the one at the stone sentinels. And this, wow, is finally where we get our clean shot. Just wait for it to turn around and yeah, as we can see right now, this is a level 19. But let me quickly show you guys that even when eating all these precious dishes won't boost the maximum quality. So right now it says over 100 on the maximum roll. Unfortunately though, when we take the loot, it will still say 56, which is the very maximum roll which you can get from the Stormglider when harvested. So we've got a 56 horn, we've got 81 pale canyon reeds, and 159 pale canopy root. So let's travel back to the Kamatiri clan home and craft this bow with the absolute best stat rolls possible. My current roll has 352. But of course, before you do this, guys, very important, you want to unlock the Maker skill, the Apex Memory Master Crafter, as this dramatically boosts the performance of each weapon and armor crafted. So right now, if we select the Swordlek Survivor Heavy Bow, you can see that the damage will go up to 222, but we can do a lot higher. So now we want to throw in the absolute best root, the highest value possible. I think the best bonus is of the Rack Trunk, as this reduces your bow draw time by 20%. Especially on heavy bows, this is an amazing perk to have, while of course we need those high numbers. This also doubles the heavy bow exhaustion time, so you can have it charged to the maximum for a pretty long time. Then we're going to throw in that beautiful pale canyon reed of also maximum 81. And then we have our horns. I also have a blade head right here, but we have plenty of 51s because of the merciful kill, while we want to have 56, the absolute maximum. And look at that. Now we get a roll with 514 damage, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane. Unfortunately though, these are not the real numbers, but still, if we press craft, we get a total roll of almost 400, which I think is already super impressive. Another massive boost compared to what we made in our previous video, a 352. Before that, we had a 317 even, which was already nice. But now we get 384. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very curious which stat rolls you get your hands on your Swordlek Survivor Heavy Bow. Be sure to share it in the comments down below. And of course, what your favorite weapon is in Frontiers of Pandora. Alright, so there you have it, everything you need to know to craft yourself a top tier Swordlek Survivor Heavy Bow. Without doubt the heaviest hitting bow in the game. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button. You have no idea how much 1 second of your time helps out the channel, and of course also other people who search for a guide like this one. If you have more questions about Frontiers of Pandora, maybe video suggestions for the future, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. Would love to help you, and of course join the Discord. If you want to be part of a community of gamers with thousands of members, you're very welcome. Anyways, right now it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Take care. Peace.